Does CJC-1295 make you hungry? Well, in this video, I'm going to unpack why hunger and appetite is actually a good thing. We think of it as negative, but you want an appetite. And then I'm also going to show you some of the things that you can do to mitigate that hunger response so that it doesn't become a runaway train where I find you at the aisles of 7-Eleven loading up on candy bars. All right, I'm Regan Archibald. I'm founder of Ageless Future, and we have a physician-led peptide protocols and regenerative medicine so we can help you look, feel, and perform your best at any age. My job, and the reason I make these videos, is because I want to share some insights on very innovative medicine. Anything I share is not medical advice. This is me just trying to help you and the community uncover what you really want when it comes to your health. Clarity is a really important mission of mine, having clarity on what you want your future to look like, and health is the #1 asset that you want to take with you. What's the big problem with hunger? Actually, being hungry is a natural part of a daily process. Hunger is provoked by this hormone called ghrelin. And ghrelin, it works on the pituitary gland, very close to where we release growth hormone. And in order to grow, you're going to need some raw material. What's that raw material? Well, it's food that we eat. If you grow too much, now I was a big Andre the Giant fan. I don't know if you guys remember him and Hulk Hogan wrestling. They both passed away, but Andre the Giant passed away far sooner than Hulk Hogan did because he had a condition where his body didn't turn off the growth hormone. Now, he was massive. I mean, he literally picked up Arnold Schwarzenegger and put him on this high shelf. And that was Arnold back in his heyday when he was a bodybuilder. I think it was probably 250 pounds. You guys would know better than me. But with that said, he was hungry. He had to eat a lot of food. There's a lot of calories going in just to maintain. And so hunger can be really helpful. And especially for those of you who have ever studied fasting. When you get that hunger response, it's your digestive system healing itself. If you think about the roads, you got to pull the cars off the road occasionally and you got to repair the roads. It's the same thing in your gut. If you're eating more than 12 hours out of the day, or whether you're in a bulking phase or not, you're putting a lot of burden on the gut and the digestive system. And so hunger is one of those ways that ghrelin actually triggers the reparative properties of the gastric lining. So it can be really helpful. But the problem with CJC-1295 is when you're taking growth hormone and you have different stressors as an adult than you did as a kid. And for those of you teenagers who are watching this, I love you guys. I'm so glad you're here. There's way more than I thought of you 18 to 21-year-olds. You may want to consider getting more of the calories in because you're expending so much energy by going to the gym, running. My boys have been very instrumental in me having a vision for the younger generation. I have a 19-year-old son and a 20-year-old son, and they're just getting more and more fit all the time. They're putting on muscle, they're learning about these peptides. And so I appreciate you guys being part of this journey because I see this new generation of people being very curious and fascinated with peptides. And it was really exciting to see what RFK did when he came into office, right before. He's like, we need to be more open-minded to things like peptides and stem cells and psychedelics and raw milk and a couple other things. He said now they're looking to flip the food pyramid upside down. So a lot of good things going on. CJC-1295, this peptide's been around for quite a while. The risk that you have with it is it can cause flushing. You can get a rash at the injection site. You can also get a little bit nauseated from it. CJC-1295 feels almost like a niacin flush. And if you're somebody who has a very sensitive immune system, I would steer clear of this. I would go to more like Ipamorelin. Ipamorelin, it's known as Agripta, that's the pharmaceutical name, but it went through all the clinical trials. It's a longer growth hormone releasing peptide. It's 44 amino acid chains, very similar. It's like a fragment of human growth hormone, but they found that it helped these HIV patients who had lipodystrophy. They had all this visceral fat accumulating and it helped burn it. But the Ipamorelin will also create more hunger. And that's one of the things that happens when you have certain diseases is your hunger gets turned off. As we age, our hunger, that desire to eat, also can get turned off, especially if you have metabolic imbalances, like if your blood sugar is too low or too high. Usually it's when your blood sugar drops is when the hunger kicks in, but sometimes that whole pathway gets broken. And this is one of the risks that you have if you're taking like a semaglutide or tirzepatide or even retatrutide. What you may see is this weakening of the hunger signal. And then you're like, well, I don't want to lose any muscle. And everyone says, oh, I don't want to get on a GLP-1 because I'm going to lose muscle. Well, I can tell you that you're losing muscle because you're either not exercising or not getting enough protein in. And ideally with CJC-1295, if you add that in like the GLP-1s, you'll notice that the hunger comes back just enough. Not to where you're over-consuming food, but make sure that you're tracking your proteins and track all your macros. My wife is just incredible at using MyFitnessPal, that food tracker. I think it's great, but she's gotten so diligent and it helped her get a great six-pack. She was able to get the body definition that she wants because she tracked her food. And so if you are someone who's considering CJC-1295 and you work with my team, you'll have a fitness advisor and a nutritionist, we call him a health integrator, and they'll help you put the right macros together. But roughly, you'll be consuming a gram of protein per pound of body weight. And then one day out of the week, like we talked about letting your digestive system heal, one day out of the week, you do more of a fasted state, more of a caloric restriction. And that's really how you can lose weight, get the body composition you want without overeating and without putting a burden on your body. So does CJC-1295 make you hungry? It absolutely does. If you stack it with Ipamorelin, you're going to get not only a better pulse of growth hormone, but you're also going to get a little bit of a subduing of the hunger response. You still probably get a little more hungry than you would not taking it. But once again, if you have the right nutrients in, we're finding so many people are protein deficient. And the protein, if you look at the RDA, I mean, the RDA value, how much protein you need in a day, is like the very, very smallest amount your body can maintain by consuming. And so the best way to circumvent the hunger, if you're just taking CJC-1295, you're not adding in any GLP-1s or like tesofensin, also blunts the hunger response through a totally different pathway. Well, this is where getting your protein, especially in the morning, you know, women that first hour upon waking get about 30 grams of protein in, 15 to 30 grams. Men, maybe wait until after your workout, but make sure you're getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and that can circumvent a lot of the hunger that can lead to unwanted weight gain when you're trying to get your body younger, more fit, get your brain turned back on, and feel like a beast again. So if you love this and you want to go deeper with us, I've got another video on CJC, and what this one is how to use CJC-1295. I'm Regan Archibald. I'll see you in that video.